Many consider, of all Batman iterations to be depicted on television, that Bruce Timm and Paul Dini's version is the definitive one. The animated series, which ran for 3 successful seasons, had a memorable film score, was quite mature for a kid's cartoon, and even had 2 special features, one theatrically released and the other released on home video. But that wasn't the end of the character's universe. Superman the Animated Series was also running in parallel, which further expanded the realm of the 2 characters' worlds. So why stop there? Thus came Batman Beyond, now seen more as a favorite of a select set of fans than a complete success. However, it did reprise the role of the original Batman in a supporting role, which had much of the same traits as the original series. It's also no surprise this series got a special feature too. The plot to the story is exactly what the title suggests. After several years being gone, Bruce Wayne, voiced by Kevin Conroy, learns that his infamous most difficult enemy, the Joker, voiced by Mark Hamill, has returned to Gotham. Except now, Wayne is too old to subdue his nemesis, and it's up to Terry McGinnis, voiced by Will Friedle, as his new protege to defeat him once and for all. Written by Paul Dini, the script is well written with reflective character development between Wayne, his past, people he's worked with, and whom he's working with now. It's also a learning experience for McGinnis as he discovers more about himself and the kind of Batman he is versus his predecessor. And being that Dini had written for the original and new series, it makes sense he would continue the story. The direction was headed by Kurt Gedda, who has more experience as a storyboard artist, but has also directed episodes for the same set of TV shows. Again, it makes sense he would be involved. The only fault in the screenplay is the reason for Joker's return. An explanation is given, which is great, because most of the time, reasons like this aren't provided, or clear enough. However, once the reason is given, it seems the audience needs to suspend all logic in order for it to make sense. It just seems so tacked on as the full justification for the character's resurgence. That's really it though when it comes to narrative flaws. The voice acting was always on point with the show and maintains that consistency here in this special. Will Friedle, who got his start in Boy Meets World, and would also voice Ron Stoppable in Disney's Kim Possible, makes a great Terry McGinnis. The attitude is all there, and dialogue is witty, especially when conversing with Kevin Conroy's elder surly Bruce Wayne. Rounding out the circle is when Mark Hamill enters the picture, laughing the entire way as Joker. This is just another reason why fans feel the animated version of the character remains the best one out there. Playing as supporting characters is Law & Order's Angie Harmon as Barbara Gordon, Dean Stockwell as an older Tim Drake, Batman's second Robin, Arleen Sorkin as Harley Quinn, Tara Strong, and lastly Frank Welker. From a listing like that, it would be hard to see these credible voice actors not giving it their all in a feature like this with such iconic characters involved. The action sequences are entertaining too. Whether it be explosions or one-on-one physical combat, the scenes capture the energy and weight behind the movements being depicted on screen. Overseeing production was Shojiro Nishimi as animation director, and it's likely safe to say this was a critical component as the colors and movements of the scenes are great to view. Speaking of which, the animation in general is well done. Koji Takeuchi served as the animation producer from TMS Entertainment, which has handled other productions like Sherlock Hound, and even Marvel's Spider-Man the Animated Series. Someone definitely needs to explain the purpose of 4 different cinematographers, though, for an animated film. It makes no sense, let alone one. Lastly, the film score, composed by Christopher Carter, was a great effort. Resembling much of the brash guitar-based score from the TV show, this film score mixes much of that into its cues, along with some more organic orchestrations in between for serious or somber moments. It's not as striking as the original TV show's film score, but it is a fun listen either way. Well worth the experience. Even though the reason for Joker's return feels a little last minute and cinematography goes unexplained, there's not much wrong with this. It's another solid animated Batman entry with good voice acting, music, animation, and a story in the Batman list of sagas.